Hey, this is Samantha Paul
and Kasey Grona,
explaining the physics of basketball. Another important part of the game of basketball is dribbling the basketball. Obviously, a ball with more air in it will bounce higher than a ball that has no air in it. The more air pressure a basketball has inside it, the less its surface will bend or deform during a bounce, and the more its original energy will be stored and compressed in the air inside. When the ball is held, the ball has potential energy. Upon its release from the floor, the potential energy converts to kinetic energy.
By the player catching the ball with arms extended and slightly bent elbows and allowing their arms to slow down the ball before hitting their chest, they are increasing the time it takes the ball to. Since the momentum is divided by the time, increasing the time will make the net force smaller when the ball is received into the chest.
When a basketball player jumps in the air to make a shot, he can appear to be suspended in mid-air during the high point of the jump. This is a consequence of projectile motion. When an object is thrown in the air, it will spend a large percentage of time in the top part of the throw. Typically, there is a horizontal and vertical component in the jump velocity at takeoff. The magnitude of the vertical component of the velocity at takeoff will determine the time the player spends airborne. Since gravity acts in the vertical direction, it will act on the player to bring him back down.
The layup, however, is a shot based more on momentum. The velocity of the ball is the sum of the shooter's speed and the ball's speed. So in the case of a layup, the ball doesn't need as much force and is basically dropped into the basket.
For the jump shot, there is little horizontal movement because the jump shot deals with more vertical movement. The ball itself is pushed off his or her fingertips and the force and angle is applied upon release. Therefore, in case of his jump, there is more of a horizontal movement and lesser amounts of the vertical movement. By not pushing the shot toward the basket, he doesn't add velocity to the ball, rather allowing his running speed that he is traveling to be horizontal velocity. A player uses static friction when planting their foot. The static friction allows a player to stop a turn without sliding across the floor because the static friction is greater than the sliding friction it applies.